Welcome to this new edition of Gifted Hands. I want to greet all the ladies in the house. So for this session, we are going to learn how to make a turban cap that you can use in any occasion, for church services, or wherever you want to go to. This is a turban hat. It looks like this. It's very easy to sew. So the material that we are going to need, you need a tape, a pair of scissors, a lot of pins, these pins, fabric pins. You need your chalk. Then you also need your thread and your needle for those who do not have a sewing machine. But if you have a sewing machine, that's fine. So we're going to start by taking the various measurements. First of all, take your round head measurement. That is the circumference of your head. So we're going to do that. We're going to use that to cut our fabric. And let's take note, the fabric is a stretchy one. You need a stretchy fabric. Oh, I'm really sorry. So you see, this fabric is stretchy. And when you are cutting, you make sure you cut on the stretchy part that goes around the head. For this edition, for this hat, I'm going to use my round head circumference. The circumference of my head, which is 22. So I put my fabric on fold. That is, I fold it once like that. I use 22 divided by 2 to have 11, and I'll measure along like this, 11 inches. I'm using the inches. See your tape, you use this part, it is 1, 2, 3 inches. You measure along like this, you have 11 inches. But since it's a stretchy material, a stretchy fabric, we are going to reduce by ½ inch, since I don't want it to be too tight on my head. So therefore I'm going to measure 10.5 inch here like this. So you place your tape and you use your chalk to mark 10 inches. 10.5 inches. So then this way, the length of the cap, that is how long you want the cap to be on your head. You measure this way. I take, for instance, I just use, it depends how long you want it to be. So for me, I use 11 inches this way. I mark it. So I will mark all along 11 inches to make a square. This other way, I take it up to make a square like this. I take 11 inches this way, 11 inches this way, up to where the square line meets. Now, once you have this, you will not want this edge of the head, that is your skull, the back part of your head, to be too sharp. So we have to make a slight curve this way. We make a slight curve. Then no seam allowance, please, because it's a stretchy material. It's a stretchy fabric. So we are going to cut along this curve line all through like this. So I use this red fabric for the demonstration. Here you have a sample that I've already cut. When you cut along that line, this is what you have. This is one part of the cap. Then for the band, we need a band. We need a band to place, because at the edge of the cap, at the edge of the cap, along this, the circumference of your head, you need a band. Since we are 10.5 inches here, we are going to cut 10.5 inches that is unfold fabric like this, unfold. Going to cut 10.5 to match the main cap for the band. So we will have 10.5. Let me see. This is one that I've already cut, a band that I've already cut. This one is even 10. Yeah, 10.5. You have it like that, 10.5 by 10.5 by 5.5 or 5. It depends how wide you want your band to be. So that is unfold. Cut 10.5 the length, and the width will be 5. So when you open it, you have 21 for the length by 5. It's the same thing when you open this cap like that. You have 21 by this way, 11 by the length of the cap. So ladies, you have your band, you have the main cap. You are going to fold this band into 2 like this. You fold it into 2 like this. You join with this one that you put on top of this like this. Don't mind, this fabric does not have a wrong side. All the sides are good sides. There's no wrong side in this fabric. So you are going to put on top of the main cap like that. Then you stitch along this line. You stitch along by 1/2 inch. You stitch like this all along, like this. Stitch, usually as you thread a needle and stitch all along. Then okay ladies, before stitching, to help you so that the fabric will not be shaky, you use, with the help of a pin, you have to hold it in place. You see, you have to hold it in place with the help of these pins. That's why we need these pins to hold the fabric in place before you stitch along that line. Once you stitch along that line, you now have part of your cap. It's almost done. So after you have stitched, you have the good side like this and the back side the other way. Then now you bring this good side together in like this, fold back like this into 2. You bring these good sides together while the back side showing up, so that you are going to stitch now from this end all along like this. For someone who is using a thread and needle, it will be easier to stitch, to tack it first. Then now, no, you can stitch very well first. Then now you start making little pleats, or if it is possible by you can be making the pleats while stitching at once behind like this, like I'm doing. While you are stitching, you are making pleats like that. For someone who has a sewing machine, it will be easier to be making the pleats at once. You have making pleats like that while stitching right up to this end. You see ladies, once you are done stitching, you have something like this. You have something like this. Here is the band. Here is the band, and here is the back of the cap. When you turn it on the right side, you see you have something like a zigzag design behind your cap. So you have something like this zigzag design behind the cap. This is how your cap will be beautiful from the back of your head. So you see, your cap is done. That is all about the band. But since we ladies will love some what we call nyanga, we can make some designs that we can attach on the main cap. Like for instance, this is a finished product that I already made. You see, just make some bow. Use your creative mind. Make some bows, make some roses, whatever you want to attach to the cap, you can just make and put on one side of the cap. Then you can buy some of these things we call pearls. You can use the UHU fabric gum. I've once shown this on the first, I think no, on the hat, the sun hat, when we were making the sun hat. I've shown the UHU fabric gum there. You use that to place these pearls, or you can go in for a harder glue, a strong glue. We call that a glue gun, and the glue that one uses coil. But if you can't provide for that one, you can go in for the UHU gun, the UHU fabric glue. You use it to glue these pearls on your design, and you have your turban ready. Thumbs up, ladies. What you can make whatever you want, even this small. Let me get a sample of this. Okay, you see, you can make small things like this, small flowers like this, to design your cap with it. It must not be with the fabric itself. You can make your main cap. Like myself, I usually do some separate like this, and this design I make a tiny hole on the cap somewhere here that I can wear with this one. That is, I call it detachable design. I just attach it. I pass this pin through the hole, and it gives me another look. I'll show you some samples of what I did in pictures. Thumbs up, ladies. That is all about our turban hat. Simple and easy to wear wherever you go, whether in church ceremonies, you can put it on. God bless us all. Amen.